Judging art before we've experienced it is a common problem. So common that we actually have a phrase for it in English: judging a book by its cover. Now, normally we use this to refer to things that aren't art, but we can extend it to a lot of different mediums. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a movie by its trailer. Don't judge a video game by its publisher. Don't judge an album by its single, or an anime by its title. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai is one of those animes with a hell of a title. But I can't stop thinking about it. Hi, buddy. As a note, there will be some spoilers in this video, but the first season is 13 episodes. So, odds are that you, like most, hear the title Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai and go, oh no, what is this video going to be about? When I first heard the title, I was hesitant to say the least, but I'm really glad that I gave it a shot. Because Rascal is not only my favorite anime, it might just be my favorite piece of media.
Now check out the wicked inspiration vibe.
Okay, we get it. You love it, and your penis is really big. But what is this gooner-ass show? Two things. One, thank you. And two, Rascal focuses on Sakuta Asusagawa, a high school student and very easy name for American tongues to pronounce, and his relationship with Mai Sakurajima, a slightly older high school student and child star, who also has a really easy name to pronounce. But it's not just a romance about two high schoolers. Sakuta, despite some less than savory rumors, is really good at making friends. So it's also about these other people in Sakuta's life and their experiences with something called puberty syndrome. How's that for video pacing? I give you two very long names and then drop fucking puberty syndrome on you. Woohoo! Anyway, puberty syndrome is the explanation for all of the fantastical elements in the show. It is the strange things that happen to teenagers due to the difficulties and emotions of adolescence. Whether it is two people Freaky Fridaying into each other's bodies, the setup for Anime Girl Groundhog Day, or the catalyst for someone's dissociative memory loss, it's all puberty syndrome, schatje. I will, of course, talk about it more later, but the show does kind of revolve around it in some ways, so I definitely wanted to introduce the concept now. Let's talk about the subversion present in the show. The anime starts with Sakuta in a library when he sees a girl in a very suggestive bunny girl outfit. Give me a second! She is trying to get people to notice her, and it isn't working. Sakuta is the only person in the library who can see her, because puberty syndrome. It also just so happens that he is her kohai at their high school. He knows who she is, and they talk and banter. And after that, the bunny girl outfit is pretty much done. It makes a brief reappearance in a later episode as a study motivation for Sakuta. But for a show with bunny girl in the title, there isn't a lot of bunny girl. And that's the point. Baited, Coomer! This subversion of anime tropes is at the heart of the show. To add to that argument, also in the first episode, we are introduced to Kaida, Sakuta's younger sister. She has crawled into bed with her older brother, which he can't stand because it makes him hot. Duh. They then make a joke that it is insane for anyone to get aroused by their sister. Also, anime, why the fuck is this a trope we have to subvert? Stop it. Get some help. Kaida herself is something of a trope of a young anime girl. Super kawaii des. Very innocent. Kind of talks like a baby and always refers to herself in the third person. Oh, guess what? This personality was brought on by puberty syndrome because a bunch of bullies told her to kill herself. Not so kawaii now, is it? More like kawaii, which means scary. I am a weeb. I actually adore Kaida as a character. She is the major reason that Sakuta is who he is. Dealing with her puberty syndrome and its many consequences made him the man that you will come to love over the course of this show. See, the Asusagawa parents aren't around. After Kaida's initial run with the old syndrome, their mother had a mental break. So the parents now live away from them. And Sakuta goes to school, works a part-time job, and takes care of his now agoraphobic sister. She doesn't leave the house. And he is every part a genuinely caring brother, willing to give up anything to take care of his sister. Back to Sakuta and Mai, the initial introductions in the library lead to much more. See, Sakuta wants to help his beautiful bunny girl senpai solve her puberty syndrome because he's seen how it impacted the lives of him and his sister. Yes, he is romantically interested in her, but we see more and more as time goes on that he would have helped her either way. I mentioned before that Mai is a child star. She started acting young and was an instant sensation. And she continued running the whole gamut of stardom for a young woman in Japan. Photo and commercial shoots, acting in movies and dramas, appearing in interviews on TV, until she decided to take a break to focus on school. But really, it was because her manager, her fucking mother, accepted a sexualizing bathing suit photo shoot for her young teen daughter. Yeah, did you think she looked hot in that bunny girl outfit? Anyway, the break from her career, which she actually really loved, is causing her to disappear, not only from people's perception, but also their memories. Which comes to something of a head when Sakuta encourages her to go back to showbiz, and she decides to confront her mother. She is going to meet her at the beach with Sakuta in tow to tell her that she will be returning to the spotlight, but no longer allowing her to manage her career or her life. Mai also lives alone. Actually, if anyone from Japan sees this video, could you tell me if this is something that actually happens in the country? It's something I've run into in a lot of anime, but that might just be anime. It's something that's pretty much unheard of for American teens. Some might have neglectful parents, but will still live at home with them. Sorry, that was a tangent. At the beach, Mai's mother can't see her and doesn't even know that she exists. Sakuta and Mai will spend the next few days watching more and more people become completely oblivious to Mai's existence. In this time, the teens have very clearly developed feelings for each other. Sakuta realizes that people are forgetting Mai while they sleep, and determines to just not do that during midterms at school. Eventually, it seems he's the only one who remembers her. And after he's been awake for about 3 days, Mai catches on and slips him sleeping pills, as she would rather be forgotten than watch someone she cares about destroy himself. Sakuta wakes up with no memory of Mai. No fear though, Sakuta is not an idiot and wrote down all of his memories with someone in a journal. Strange. Why did he write all this weird stuff about a girl? Oh well. Is there someone watching him on the train? Well, got a fat dog down for midterms. Holy shit. He's in love with TV star Mai Sakurajima. Whoa. He goes to make sure that the rest of his school has no choice but to remember Mai Sakurajima by making her presence impossible to ignore. Shouting, screaming, bellowing confessions of love in the school field while all of his schoolmates take their tests. And this is similar to the way things go for the rest of the show's short 2 to 3 episode arcs. Someone in Sakuta's life is struggling with puberty syndrome, and he works restlessly to help them. Notably, all of the friends he helps are women. And this is where a lesser show would start building up the harem.
Ooh, look at the underclass girl with so much to learn from her senpai.
Nope, Sakuta isn't interested, but he does talk to her a lot about self-actualization.
Ooh, look at the smart classmate with the big boobs posting inappropriate pictures of herself online.
Oh wait, that's really fucking dangerous, and the people happy about sexualizing her are bad and creepy. Sakuta, though a rascal who will poke fun at his friends and make a lewd joke to them, actually has a heart of gold and eyes for only Mai. Man, you have to see it for yourself, because I could never do it justice in a YouTube video.
And now, a weeb attempts an ad read in Japanese.
このビデオはポカリスエットがお送りします。This video is not actually sponsored by Pocari Sweat. ポカリスエット、大きなチンチン、きれいなチンチン。To get away from the plot and subversion, I just want to briefly touch on some other things that I absolutely adore about Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. The dialogue is incredible. Sakuta and Mai have the most engaging conversations, and this is not a second screen watch by any means. Jokes are blink and you miss them fast. Sometimes literally, if you, like me, are only a low-level weeb and have to read subtitles. The show has a brilliant sense of humor and really nuanced characters, and so much about them can be learned from the way they speak. The localization is done exceptionally well, as far as I can tell. The music. Kimi no Se by the Peggies might be the best anime opening ever. Even really good anime openings, I tend to skip after the third or fourth watch, but I sit through this one every time. Also, the ending is sung by the subject of the current arc, meaning that over the course of the anime, you get to hear all of the different girls sing the song, which culminates in all of them singing together, which is super cute and awesome. The art. Cloverworks cooked. The show is gorgeous. And the life lessons, which I'll get to in a second. But before I get to that, I do want to talk about a couple of flaws of the show. It, like most of my favorite things, is not perfect. I think the biggest flaw of the show is the way it occasionally subverts its subversion, when the animation allows us to leer at the women that the rest of the show works so hard to humanize. You could argue that maybe it's due to the fact that it is presented through the lens of a teenage boy, which, having been a teenage boys are pretty horny. But that's not the sole audience of the show, and that's not who's animating the show. Food for thought. The other flaw, which I find less egregious, but more annoying, is the quantum physics explanations for puberty syndrome that are occasionally a fun narrative device, but are leaned on a little too heavily to be, like, actually cool or taken seriously. I find that oftentimes fantastical elements are best left fantastical, rather than trying to explain them with science, like a lot of comic book media has been doing for the past 20 years. I'm done here. I'll let Couch Me finish it off.
I love shows about people who are nice to each other and can talk about their problems like normal humans. And this is one of those. Few shows have made me cry in the same way as Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. In addition to the first season, there's a movie, 2 OVAs, and now a second season that just started up. And all of these are part of the same story, just with focuses on different characters and different problems with puberty syndrome. It's beautiful. I actually recently rewatched the first season knowing that I was going to do this video. I finished it last night, and I cried again. It's probably my 5th time watching it through. There are a lot of slice of life and romance animes that are going to make a point to hit you emotionally. Rascals doesn't ever feel forced. It just feels like we're getting a glimpse into the lives of these characters, and we're going on that emotional journey with them. It's really special. It's really, really special. And I want to get that across because my goal with this video is to make you go watch it, and if you have already seen it, to tell me what it meant to you, because this is one of those ones that I have recommended to so many people in my life. And luckily, a lot of them have seen past the title and gone to watch it and come back to me and told me that I was correct. And you know what? It was one of my friends who did that same thing for me. He knew that it was special, he watched it, he knew I would love it, it is just that good. It is just that good. To get into some nerd shit, Mai has actually been the background on my computer now for a few years. Not because she's my waifu or anything, y'all weebs need some fucking help, but I find her a really compelling character, and having that on the background reminds me of the lessons to be taken from this show. We get glimpses over the course of the show between Sakuta and Shoko, a crush from his past, a girl who showed up in his biggest times of need and was there to help him, encourage him, and give him advice. You will see more of her, but I'm not going to go into details on that because, man, is there a lot to uncover there for someone watching the show. We start to see the reason why Sakuta is the way that he is because of one of the lessons that Shoko taught him. At one point, she says to him, I think the purpose of life is so that we can grow kinder. So I strive to be kinder every day than I was the day before. And Sakata has taken that to heart. He sacrifices a great deal in order to take care of his friends. It's a show that, like many of my favorite pieces of art, makes me want to be a better person. I don't even know if this is anything. I don't know if this is enough. I don't know if I'm gonna have to film more to add more thoughts to it, because this feels so unstructured and rambly, but like, I don't know how to get across what this show means to me just by talking at a camera about it. It's easier when you have someone else to bounce the ideas off of. So I hope that you will comment and talk to me about it if you have seen it. If you haven't seen it, that you'll go watch it and then come back and do the same and comment and talk to me about it, because I almost feel a responsibility to share this with more people. It's had that impact on me. And if it can have that impact on a few more people, why would I not want to share that? I'm proselytizing for a fucking anime, but it's good. It's really good. Check out the Patreon. Thanks.